Hey, beautiful souls. Caroline here. This world, you get congratulated, right? Start off at school and then you might you do high school, go through the different ranks, and might end up at college, might end up at university. You get certificates, you get all this piece of paper, right, for whatever things that you've been studying, and it's all good. This world feeds off that as well. But let's not forget the people that are just happy to work and work up, have a humble job. The cleaner, the cook, the ones that decide to stay at home to be there for the children. The hours that they put in and they don't get paid for, they're heroes as much. Doesn't matter what you do, we are all one at the end of the day. And let's not forget, our spiritual paths are intermingled with our experiences and our ambitions as well. And so whatever end of the scale, as far as, ambition you want to go. I know for my life, I left my own country, went the other side of the world as a 19-year-old. And so I left the comfort of the home, and everything was stripped away from me as soon as I made that decision to come here. And so, you're fending for yourself. No longer could I afford to do extra study. I threw myself into what I threw myself into, which was actually working on a dairy farm in New Zealand for 3 years. And there was other circumstances, which I won't go into. But I was providing for myself, my needs, my temporal needs, my bodily needs, the root chakra stuff, the stability and all that. But I've always followed my heart, and I knew I was following my spirit guides and following the path that was set out for me. And even and I've said it before, the last 3 years since the global event, it's made me go within a lot more. Of course, I lost my husband as well, so I've gone within. But I was just thinking, even wealth, there's ways and means that the universe provides for our needs as well. And I find with people can judge how you got any perceived wealth, and it's all just nonsense. We live in a universe really that there is unlimited potential. The reason why I'm talking about abundance is because I was at the supermarket the other week. It could have even been a month ago now, and I was going to swipe my card, pay for my items, grocery items, and I happened to just drop my purse. Now, I know no money had fallen out because I've got a zip pocket for where the coins go, because I do use cash a lot. And anyway, beside where my phone had fallen, there was a 50-cent piece, and I intuitively knew that it was an abundance. It was meant for me, and I actually accepted it, and I said, thank you, Spirit. I mean, it was more, I think, for me in that moment, it wasn't the value of it. It was the fact that the universe wanted to show me that they were there. That's how I intuitively felt it was. So I accepted it. I could have handed it to the guy at the till, but he didn't put it there either. So I knew it was a universe, it was a synchronicity. And how I know this too was just yesterday when I was in a shop, just opposite the counter from where the people were. I was walking to head out, and there was a gold coin on the ground, and I spotted it, but I was right near the people as well, and it would have looked obvious that I was looking at it. But I just said to the lady, I said, "Oh, look, somebody's dropped a coin." But she didn't know that, and so they would have had one of those charity things. So I allowed her. I just let her pick it up and do with it the way the shop was going to do with it, But as I was walking out, I thanked my spirit team for showing me the abundance. And I have been blessed through different avenues. But let's not forget the hardships, the things that I've been through that no one else has known but spirit. Where I've poured my love into people that haven't actually reciprocated. That where I've poured my energy into a work to sustain myself, and it wasn't necessarily a big income, and you're living pretty much paycheck to paycheck, and this is all God. They see all this, and but mostly, how you raise your vibration more than anything is your integrity in life. What has been your integrity in life? Because do unto others the way you wish to be done unto, right? So if you always have that as your motto, your redeeming quality, then it's like paying it forward. And these are all things where the universe will reward you. And I certainly didn't look at losing my husband as, that, but just yesterday, I was in tears the other day because I felt Tim's presence, the energy, or I had the thought of how Tim, my husband, knew what was he knew what was going to happen in his life. His soul did. He personally might not have known, but he was quite a spirit-led guy, actually, because he always was. Spirit could use him so many times. I used to say this a lot. They could use him so many. They could draw on him, and though I felt he was ripped off with the things that he went through. I won't go into detail, but you can imagine, particularly relational hurts. But we've been hearing that we actually choose all the people, the good, bad, the indifferent, the people that we have experience with, and to actually honor all of it. But like I said, it was a real hit to the chest for me. I suppose it felt like an injustice, really, for Tim to be taken. But I know as I was present as it was happening, I walked down the hallway and he was on the ground. Won't go into details, but that I walked through angels because I had an overwhelming sense of peace. And so these very painful moments in your life can give you, the angels and your spirit team can give you those little feelings, and they might just be a feeling, but you just know. It's that claircognizance. It's just, you know. You don't need to doubt. I mean, your humanness and ego will try and doubt. But just know that they are 100% there for you. And going back to, anyway, where am I heading? So I felt that the spirit guides, Tim will reap good things. Like, his energy hasn't stopped, even though he's passed on from his body. He, in that avatar, he's gone on, and we don't need to fret. He's still very alive. Certainly in our world anyway, even with the children, we talk about him in present tense still, really. So, of course, the consequences of my children losing their father, there's still repercussions. But it was my husband that introduced me to my twin flame. And I didn't understand it at the time, but my soul recognized it as soon as I clapped eyes on him, and I was shocked at my response. My sort of internal response. And of course, I was faithful and loyal to my husband. I would keep away from this said individual, but I was aware that there was something quite significant with this person, because I didn't know I was going to lose my husband. Except 6 months prior, I felt God said, I'm going to take him from you, but I didn't comprehend exactly how that was going to be. So, but our soul, like I said, our souls know, but our human selves, our human ego, and we get the veil, and I've talked about that before on plenty of my videos about the veil, and we don't want to remember everything, and they will mask our view. But it comes at the right time, when we've done the right growth and the right experiences. And it's really just to focus on that growth mindset, and to know that we don't need to live in this world as far as how people perceive your credentials, should we say. It's like being on here. What credentials have I got? I mean, I could say that I'm a twin flame, and I could say that I'm a starseed, could say that I'm a Blu-ray, I could say whatever I felt that I resonated with. I could say I'm a Christian, whatever. I mean, really, none of it embodies me. That's one thing that I've realized. None of it embodies me, because I'm always evolving. I'm a different person from what I was 2 minutes ago. Like, we are literally evolving, and we are becoming more and more of ourselves the more we embrace our individual journeys. And isn't it exciting, really? Just drop the labels, drop the pieces of paper. We're there for each other. And stop. Back in the day, you have respect for those that are doctors, or that have, particularly for me anyway, but ones that fix bones and things like that, that do surgeries and heart surgery, and sustain a life for longer, just so that for they can be used, basically, and in profound ways, and great skills. But I mean, what about the mechanic as well? Like, he does an awesome job to keep the vehicles on the road safe, and the cleaner. Well, we enjoy clean. Well, we need cleanliness, don't we? It's all catering for our temple. This is our temple, and I don't know. It was just a off the cuff chat, but I just, like usual, I'm not going to edit it, because we're a family. If you actually feed into the true meaning of unity consciousness, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what religion you're part of, we're all one. I'm your sister. If you want me to be, you can call me auntie. some older ladies that I really respect. I'll call them auntie sometimes. But yeah, we're all one, and unity consciousness, and we've all got something to give. Even Jesus said, not one member of the body is less important than another. He's like, would you go without your fingernail? I mean, sure, if it can't, but you'd notice the fact that it wasn't there. If anything that happens to your body and you lose it, you might lose a right hand. You might have limbs taken off. You might not be born with them. Does it matter? No.